Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Wake your ass up, fool. John J. and Rich. What's crackin'-lackin'? This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? John J. and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be and in the place to be. And you're listening to John J. and Rich. Wake your ass up.
John J. and Rich, our phone number is 877-937-1047. The text line, you text JJR and whatever's on your mind to 96893. It's Tuesday, December 3rd. Yesterday, we weren't here. Normally, that doesn't happen, but I had to go to a funeral. I want to say my aunt died, but my aunt did die, but it was my uncle's wife, if that makes more sense, because she became my aunt later in life. You know what I mean? Like, he married later.
By marriage.
Yeah, right? And so, in fact, check this out. My aunt was taking care of her mom who had cancer and her brother who had cancer. And then my aunt got cancer and died before them. They were at her funeral.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the funeral was in El Paso. So it was my whole Mexican side of my family. So I was there yesterday. And believe it or not, I'm the tallest one in my family.
I do believe that.
And I get to the church with my wife, and there's a bunch of people there. And this lady that runs the church, she comes over to me. And we were there like maybe 15 minutes before the funeral started. She comes over, she's like, "Could you do me a favor, please? You're so tall. Would you mind lighting this candle?" And there's a huge candle in front of the church. It's a Catholic church, huge candle, really high, right? I'm like, okay, I think if I step on this stair, I can easily top the candle, no problem. She goes, "Follow me." So the funeral hasn't started yet because they need a candle to be lit. So I follow this woman down the aisle. Look, so like a wedding now. I'm walking down the aisle. Everyone turns to look at me. And I go to where the candle is. And then she leaves. And I'm standing there. Like, the funeral hasn't started yet.
Is she going to get a lighter?
She's going to get the lighter.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, why didn't you go get the lighter before you got me?
Yeah.
So I'm standing in front of the box of ashes, the picture of my aunt, and all these people in black are staring at me.
I would have thought you're part of the procession to kick off the ceremony.
Everyone turned and looked at me, and I'm standing there, I'm like,
did you wave?
"Well, I'm so glad you're..." And I don't know them because they're mostly her family, right? There's just a handful of people that are my family. I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm just going to go get the lighter." Oh, my gosh.
Tall guy, candle.
Then she brings out the lighter. She brings out a match, and she brings out the long thing that short people use to light the Catholic
So
candle.
she could have done it easily.
You know what I'm talking about? The long thing that's got a hook on it. And she turns and it's got the... And so she hands me that, and then she lights that. I could just put my hand on the candle and light it. That's how tall I am. So she hands me this weird-looking golf club.
You have to squat.
So now I got to squat down. I got to light this candle. These people are looking at me like, "¿Qué está pasando?" Like, what is... So I'm like, I light the candle, and I go back, and I kind of like wanted an applause or something. But there wasn't. But after spending about 5-6 hours with my Mexican family, I have to tell you a quick little recap without getting into detail of the stories that were brought up. One, my cousin had an episode with the cartel last week. My uncle had an episode with the cartel a month ago. Somebody else in my family is transitioning from male to female. There was a divorce. There was domestic abuse. There was alcoholism. There's the lesbians. There's
Sounds like a telenovela.
It was all within 4 hours of this funeral is the information I got. It was crazy, man.
Wow. Sounds like a day for you.
It was,
John
man.
Jay's family goes off.
Sorry for your loss, too. But
And then I come home and I'm wiped out, and then Nick sends a text, hey, man, we're going to take a Christmas photo tomorrow. You know what? I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it right now. Anyway, what about Peyton? So I saw you at a wedding.
yeah, that was insane.
Because I haven't heard you didn't talk about going to a wedding. I didn't know you were going to a wedding. No,
Yeah, I wasn't invited to the wedding.
Oh.
But I ended up at the wedding because my sister's +1 wasn't able to make it. So she called me last second and was like, I need you to come through for me. And like, not to toot my own horn, but like I am the best +1 to bring to places, like because you don't need to worry about me. Like I'll go and make my own friends. I don't want to even hang out with you probably. Like, I just want to go.
That is so
find the
awesome.
bar. Yeah, like I seriously feel that way about myself. But
No, that's true. That's true. I remember the party we were at in San Diego. Like we got to that party,
Peyton already was
and
running
you
the
were
joint.
working the door.
Yeah. So it was really fun, and we went. And this wedding was like absolutely just stunning. Like it was beautiful. Like something that I've really never seen before, except for at Rich and Stacey's wedding, right? Like this is like elevated. But I need you guys to tell me. I don't even know if this is considered etiquette or not, or like whatever. But like, you guys remember at Rich and Stacey's wedding, we had these like really yummy steaks, or like you could order chicken or whatever, a veggie plate, right? Well, all of our steaks come out like medium rare because like that's the way I think you're supposed to eat steaks at fancy restaurants, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah, if they're filet, that's the way they recommend
Or the
it.
filet, that's how they recommend it, right? And so I remember, Rich, being at your wedding, and I remember being like, oh my gosh, this steak is basically rare. I like my steak like medium well. Like basically kind of on the well side,
Like
right?
jerky.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Like a dog chew toy. I guess you could say that. Yeah. So I'm like sitting there and I'm trying to like scarf down the steak at Rich and Stacey's wedding, but I wasn't really enjoying it because I felt like I was literally eating a live cow. Okay. So we go to this wedding and I'm like, okay, I have steak and I'm pretty sure it is going to be cooked the same exact way that it was cooked at Rich and Stacey's wedding. So I like asked the server that's like helping us. I was like, hey, excuse me. I was like, do you know how the steaks are going to be cooked? And he tells me they're going to be medium rare. And I literally looked at him and I was like, do you think you can ask the chef if you can make mine medium well? And literally everyone just looked at me like I was crazy. Like that was the worst thing in the world to do. But then everybody else at my table got their steak medium well. And we got our steak and we were the only ones that cleared our plate.
Did you get ketchup for your steak?
No.
Don't you like ketchup
Was
on
that
yours?
wedding on
Oh my God,
Thanksgiving?
no, A1 sauce.
Was that on Thanksgiving, the wedding, or no?
No.
But that's
It was
kind
on
of smart to
Saturday.
think about having a wedding on Thanksgiving. Is it smart that weekend because you have all these family in town,
Yeah, well,
all the people in
that's-
town? But then again, all the people are in town, meaning they can't be with their families. I don't know. Was it packed?
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. I would say there's probably about 200, 250
Oh,
people
man,
there.
that was expensive.
It was gorgeous. That wedding was absolutely
Did you
stunning.
price it up?
Absolutely
They
stunning.
had
I
the
sure did.
200 people, fancy wedding. That's got to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was not
Ridiculous.
cheap.
I went straight to the wedding venue. I said, how much are per plates? And I went and did all the math. Yeah. Because I'm
Can we
nosy like
guess?
that. How much?
140.
Yep, just about.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
just about. It was like, I gauged it was like 130 to like 145 when I did my little research. I was
Kyle,
like,
how was your
dang.
Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was interesting. It was good. My brother hosted, and my whole family was there. Well, most everyone. But Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Easton came down with like a super high fever. It was about 104. So I took him into the Minute Clinic, and they're like, yeah, he's got strep throat. So he was miserable. I'm like, I'm not going to bring him around everyone, get everyone sick. So Scott actually stayed home with him. So it was weird, like not having them at Thanksgiving. And then Friday happened, and then Scott got sick. And then Saturday came around, and I'm like, I'm still feeling good. And then Sunday comes around, and I'm like, I feel it. I got it. I think we all got it. And then Addie's the only one, and I'm like crossing my fingers. Please don't get it, because like their school has their Christmas program this week on Wednesday, and she actually has a speaking part, and she's looking forward to it so much. And so I'm like giving her all the vitamins. I'm like, don't get this. Don't get sick. So cross fingers, put out the good vibes.
You need to say stay healthy, stay healthy.
That's what I say.
Don't say sick because don't get
I
sick.
know. I
because then
do
you put out
actually
sick.
say that to her. I'm like, stay healthy. Don't get this.
Something's
real
going
quick,
around, though.
For Thanksgiving for me, it's the first time in my 38 years that I was alone on Thanksgiving. Not one family member, nothing. My wife stayed home with Dutch and Jake because Dutch had a basketball tournament. Kemp had a basketball tournament in Hawaii, so I went to Hawaii to be with Kemp. But on Thanksgiving, he was with his team the whole day. The whole night, the whole day, the whole whatever.
So what do you do?
Until at 8 o'clock at night. So the plan was he was have dinner with his team, and then he was like, Dad, I'll connect with you at 6:30 or 7. I go, great. At 7, he was like, hey, we're still here. At 8, he texted me. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm still here. And I had I had a table on the beach, and I was waiting for him, and I was eating an acai bowl, and I was waiting for him. Then he goes, it was like 8:30. He goes, I'm so sorry, Dad, I'm still here. And he's like, I can see you at 9. I'm like, I'm going to bed, son. So I went to bed.
What a
First time in my
bummer.
entire life.
Wow.
That's
Was
sad.
it weird?
It was, but it was also not Thanksgiving-y. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel Thanksgiving-y, but I didn't have turkey. I didn't have mashed potatoes. I had nothing.
Wow. I bet you Kemp, though, is so appreciative because I remember being back in college and having to be away from home for Thanksgiving. And when my mom came and saw me, it, like, made my day. Like, even though I just got to see her.
I didn't spend that much time with him, believe it or not, because he was so busy. But we did have little moments. I pick him up and go grab a bite to eat, drop him off. But it was an interesting holiday.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.